afternoon, everybody. We appreciate your coming out this afternoon. We're here this afternoon to discuss the charges against Elijah and Malik Ford. The police in this case have had an opportunity to review the facts, and based on the facts that the police have presented, we have filed the following charges against Elijah and Malik. Attempted murder. There are 6 counts of attempted murder, 3 counts of first-degree assault, and conspiracy to commit murder. The officers in this case also presented second-degree murder and use of a handgun charges to the commissioner in this case. The commissioner reviewed and determined that there was not probable cause to file the second-degree murder and use of a handgun charges. We anticipate that Elijah and Malik will be presented for a bond hearing tomorrow at 1:15. They are currently being held without bond. We will absolutely request that they remain in a no bond status pending their trial. With respect to Michael Ford, we expect the police are currently reviewing the facts and evidence in this case, and as soon as they conclude that investigation and that review, we anticipate that they will likewise present charges relating to Michael Ford in this case. We are very, very early in this investigation. As you understand, we are about 48 hours or a little less than that into it. There is a lot to review. This is an extremely important case, and what we need to say is that we will be very deliberate in the case, but that we will take the time that is necessary to do a very thorough investigation, and we will file charges that really we will apply the law to the facts in this case. Is what we must say, is that we want to make sure that we're going to be as thorough as possible. So
does this decision by the commissioner this morning damage this case in any way, or is it just a step in the road?
The commissioner in this case is an independent body. They have an obligation to make an independent assessment. Their assessment has no bearing whatsoever on what happens in our case. They determine whether or not there was probable cause. Again, we will review every aspect of this case and present the charges that we believe are appropriate to a grand jury.
Do you believe a murder charge is appropriate?
Absolutely. We reviewed the facts along with the police department, and we agreed that there was probable cause to file the second-degree murder charges in this case.
Under what legal theory? How do you, if these brothers were armed with cameras, not guns, what is the legal theory that allows you to charge them with murder?
Felony murder.
Could you explain?
So what we believe is that the first-degree assault and the attempted murder were predicate crimes that would allow us to reach the second-degree murder under a felony murder theory, that they acted under accomplice liability.
So that we understand, I mean, if there's a conspiracy to be an accessory, is there a threshold that you have to meet there?
Conspiracy to commit murder. So what we filed is conspiracy to commit murder.
But the commissioner did not see the probable cause on second-degree murder.
Yes.
Or the gun charges.
Yes.
Do you have any idea why?
We do not. We do not. They are under no, the commissioners in these cases are under no obligation to explain to us why they reached the determination that they reach, but they are obligated to independently review and determine whether or not there is probable cause. And in this case, they determined that there was not probable cause.
Is this something you could bring back through the grand jury?
Yes. So what we will do is make an independent assessment. Again, we're going to review every aspect of the case, and then we will file the charges that we believe are appropriate, present those charges to a grand jury in this case, and have them make a decision.
Does the fact that this is perhaps a case of friendly fire with regard to Officer Coulson make it more challenging for you to convict on murder charges?
This is a very complex case. We recognize that. We're prepared for that. And again, that really is why we're going to make sure that we take all the time we need. Fast is not important in this case. Accurate is. And so we're going to take the time that's necessary to make sure we review every single aspect of this case, review all the facts, review all the evidence, and build the strongest case that we can.
What is the overarching theory as the State's Attorney's Office goes for convictions for all 3 of these brothers? What is the theory in this case with friendly fire and the rest of it and this young man's history?
You know what, it probably is a little early for me to say what the theory is. I don't want to speak in error, again, because we have not yet had an opportunity to receive all the evidence in this case. Again, at 48 hours out, I want to make sure we have a chance to look at every aspect of it, and we will begin to develop a theory. There are some things we know initially about the case, that the brothers were there. For example, we know that there was a videotape. We know that there was an agreement to come there and to have this act occur. But beyond that, what the theory is, we'll be able to determine, I think, a little better as we gather all the evidence, talk to the witnesses, and I think we'll have a better idea at that point.
Will you and your investigators also be required to review the police shooting as a matter of course?
In every single police officer involved shooting in this county, we have had a policy whereby our office reviews every single one of those cases, and we will do the same in this case, is review the shooting and again apply the law to the facts based on what we learn.
Can you speak to some of the brothers' actions with deceiving the police on the scene by saying they didn't know where the shooter was? Did that show their culpability in this level of
We believe that I'm sorry, we have some. Again, you know, we are still gathering facts, but having the brothers present, interacting with the police, the fact that they came there with the suspect in this case, that they pointed out certain things to him, we believe all of these things are significant, and we'll review them and make determinations based on the facts that we have. But those are facts that we are considering, is the fact that you pointed out.
Now that the Air Force is gone, let me finish what I was asking you. Because it's going to be an obligation to review the shooting, have you seen any facts, made any determinations about what may have occurred? Chief Stawinski has described it as an errant shot. Do you have any additional or other information?
Again, you know, we have not had an opportunity. We have some initial information, but not enough for me to really make any conclusions yet. Well, as you've heard from the police preliminarily, we know that it was friendly fire. We believe that killed this officer, but you know, in terms of the other details, those are things that we will learn in the course of our review.
When do you expect charges against Michael?
You know, the police, again, are reviewing as we speak, really. They are in the process of reviewing all the facts in this case, and as soon as they are done with their review, we expect to see those charges presented in Michael's case.
And you would present them even if he was still hospitalized?
I believe that if they were finished with their investigation, I believe that they would.
On Sunday night, you talked about aggressiveness as you prosecute this. So I wonder what your thoughts are about an aggressive posture moving forward, regardless of what the commissioner did. What are your thoughts?
I don't think I've changed one iota from what I said on Sunday. I think murder, and everyone in this community agrees, is the highest act against this community. It is the greatest crime against our community, and we will be aggressive here. Officer Colson was a wonderful officer. From all accounts, he showed up, he was brave, he was courageous, he was a defender. He put himself out as a person who was to protect us, and having someone intentionally kill a person who is designated by this community as a defender is something we take very seriously. And we will act accordingly. Again, we will not do so with retribution and revenge in our hearts. We don't have to, because we have the law, but we will simply review all the facts in this case, apply it to the law, and we believe that, and we're going to be aggressive in doing that and diligent. We believe the community deserves that. This community is absolutely devastated by this, and likewise, all of us are devastated as well. And so we're going to, of course, be very aggressive, as we are in every homicide. Homicide is it is, like I said, it's the ultimate act against this community, and it requires a response from us that we're going to give.
Could you speak to how a mentally ill person with a conviction might have obtained this gun? Did he get it from his brothers? Was it an illegal weapon?
You know, it's so early, we don't know yet where he got the gun, how he got the gun. What we know is mental illness and guns don't go together, and that they create devastating results here and across the country. It's an issue that we've spoken about before, and to be honest, we're almost tired of talking about. Is the relationship is so clear between the devastation that guns do in the hands of mentally ill people. We think there is something highly irresponsible about any situation where mentally ill individuals are allowed to have access to guns, and it's a theme that we're tired of, and we hope that soon we will no longer have to discuss. All right. Thank you all
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you.